Welcome, Cancer, to 12th House Tarot Reading. My name is Mouse. I'm your host. This is a general reading for the sign of Cancer for the week of November 17th to the 23rd, 2025. Happy to be back. Happy to be helping out. Happy to be adding my voice to community again. Thanks for sticking around and waiting patiently. If this is your first time, we do a past, present, and future spread with clarifiers for each. And here we go. Oh, in the past position, we've got the Page of Cups, followed by the Six of Pentacles and the Lovers in the future. So past, present, future in that order, my friends. Let's scooch these down a little for better viewing. And on the bottom of the deck, you're kidding me. Wow. Okay, that moon has been showing up like nobody's beeswax. And I have to say, the energy that it's giving me is whatever is happening in your world, in your mind, your ideas, your plans, your schemes, your plots, your, next steps, do yourself a favor and keep it tight to your vest, okay? Because we don't need people popping your bubble. But also, don't make a rash decision. Let something marinate, cultivate, grow underground. Allow it to blossom. Allow it to break soil before you start saying anything, okay? So let's go here. In this past position, we have the Page of Cups. And along with it, again, just from the top of the deck, Page of Pentacles, Star. All right, kids. And then the High Priestess. So you got two major arcanas here with this in this past position. This past position tells me that there was something new that you were embarking on, that you literally, I feel like, and I'm going to, read from the PowerPoint literally, like the stars were aligned for something new to happen for you. And I feel that you said yes to it, and we're moving forward with that. With the High Priestess, we're looking at your receptivity and your intuition. I always akin her to like the Akashic records of what else is possible. What do you see behind the veil? Go in meditation. Allow whatever that is that your soul purpose is, Cancer, whatever that is, allow that to come forward. We're looking at this present moment with the Six of Pentacles, and with that comes a little bit of loss with the Three of Swords. We also have Justice and the Five of Pentacles. So it's interesting that we're starting off with a card that denotes being able to spread the wealth, share your fortune with discernment, obviously. But then there's some loss happening here. I don't know if it's around the money or not, but we have some constriction here because the Five of Pentacles says we're out in the cold, we're desolate. We don't have two nickels to rub together kind of sensation here. This might just be a mindset, but it could be a physical thing. If we're not using our money wisely, if there's a plan to, I don't know, maybe you have to move houses. If there's a plan to move a house, you need to do your research. How much money do I have to have? How much down payment, or if it's an apartment, like what's the security deposit? Because it could be first month, last month, and the rent. And if that's $1,200 each, then we're looking at $3,600 that you need to have saved up. All right. So just something to consider here, Cancer. Justice is in the mix in this row of this present position for this week of the 17th. And with our Justice card comes truth. So maybe it's a hard truth that you have to face, Cancer. If it is, have some self-compassion, but it's important to learn from your lessons. So if we're not learning from our lessons, then they become mistakes that we repeat, right? It goes either way. We have this thing that happened. Ouch. We have this thing that happened. Ouch. we can say, wow, I'm never going to let that happen again, and be aware of the pitfalls, the red flags, the patterns, the behaviors that led to that, and not do that again. Or we can say, I'm never going to let that happen again, and keep repeating the same patterns and dropping into the same pitfalls and say, doing the same thing over again. And then we're back here at square one. That's a choice point. Just saying. We have the lovers in the future. This could be you and your higher self, you and a love partner or a business situation. We'll see what's happening. We have a third page on the table here. Page of Swords, the Six of Wands, and the Two of Swords. Interesting. I say that because you're water and this is all air and fire over here. I would say that the Page of Swords is saying, watch your back. Make sure, again, I'm going to lean back into making sure we're not repeating same patterns. And there's this inclination that says you're coming out victorious with the Six of Wands. It's to keep this victory going, we cannot repeat the same patterns of that were the oopsie patterns. Good job. And then we have another choice point, as always, per usual. But this Two of Swords is feels much like the Hierophant in following your intuition. Like, we will always come to a crossroads in each chapter of our life, in each week, in each day. There's decisions that are being made that govern then what happens next in our world. And it could be as mundane as, do I do the laundry today or tomorrow? Well, if you have time to do it today, go ahead and do it, because tomorrow, you don't know what tomorrow holds. Maybe you need to get on that flight or go visit somebody, or, get up and go, or do something, or you get invited out and you're like, oh my God, I have nothing clean, right? So whatever it is that you can do in the interim, it's not busy work, it's work that needs to get done. I would offer up, do those things. If you're familiar with the big rock, small rock concept, if you have a jar, and you have to fit all these rocks in it of various sizes, you put the big rocks in first. You get those done first, because the smaller rocks can, work their way in and around the big rocks. But the big rocks are the things that we need to get done. We got to pay our bills. We got to, go to work or school. We have to do our chores or do our, our life, go grocery shopping, do the laundry. Have that difficult conversation. The smaller things are, I'm going to go to the movies. I'm, going to go out to eat tonight instead of make dinner. That's a small thing, right? And every choice point, has its repercussions. If we're putting things on the back burner and we keep putting things on the back burner, soon enough the pot is just going to burn, and all of its contents are going to be stuck. Way to come back. All right, Cancer, listen. I know you're good for this. I know you're going to take care of business. TCB, baby. Take care of business, TCB. So just be conscientious of the choices that you're making is the message for today. So that being said, thanks for being here. Welcome back. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you next week.